sometimes all you really need to make an outfit pop is the right accessories. And I've come to a place where you sure can't go wrong when you're looking for accessories. The Friends Shop at the Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt. And Debbie Binkley has found some great things to show us today. This outfit I'm wearing today, I think I've fallen in love with.
It's an everyday uniform.
It really is. Talk about this jacket.
Oh, this is fabulous. It's a great knit, Ponte knit. It's very fitted. And the pastel gray is going to work with every color you might add to your spring wardrobe.
And this necklace is really what makes it pop.
Outstanding. It's available in the coral or turquoise, so it's a very strong piece without spending any money that makes a statement. And this bag we got yesterday, how fabulous is this?
Now, you're known for having the most incredible bags. Many of them look designer, although they're not, and they don't have the designer price. But this would be perfect, just a little pop of color.
Nice size, and it's got the whip stitching, but it's the hobo look that we're seeing so much of. And we're also seeing a lot of this size, the smaller bags. Every major designer is doing this. It has a strap in it that you pull it out, and it's a crossbody bag.
Oh, I love that. And it's not too big and bulky.
Fits on the body beautifully.
Yeah.
It's a great piece. And then, you know, Tawanda, we have to say, we always have the most beautiful scarves that are $18.
Yes.
It's a great way to put with anything that you might have in your closet. Just freshen up without spending money.
Absolutely. Now, we have to talk about if you're going to, you know, go out on a night on the town and you maybe want something to cover with briefly, this gorgeous little top.
How fun is this?
Yeah.
$30.
That is
Put this
beautiful.
on with a pair of jeans or use it over your bathing suit. Wear it with a straight skirt. You know, it's a great piece.
And speaking of bathing suits, if you're going to the beach, oh my goodness, look at this gorgeous beach bag.
It's a beautiful print, nice structured piece. You can also use that as your bag to carry around for every day.
I love all these
In and out of the
colors.
office, Tawanda, that's you.
Absolutely, I love that. So Debbie, what colors are you seeing a lot of this season?
We're seeing two different palette ways. We're seeing very strong, bold colors like you're showing us right here, and then you flip to that and we're seeing all the soft pastels, the mint greens, the pale pinks. So we've seen the resurgence of that we haven't seen in a long time.
What about as far as jewelry goes? If we want to accessorize our outfits?
We're seeing a lot of gold with that, and we're seeing a lot of long, I think is probably your important piece. And you want tassels, and you want a little bit of fringe, you want detail.
Great. I love all these great ideas, and I can't wait to go shopping. Please come down and shop here at the Friends Shop. I tell you, it is not your typical hospital gift shop by any means. It's located on the second floor here at Vanderbilt Children's Hospital. And if you can't find what it is I'm wearing today or showing off today, Debbie Binkley will be happy to show you some alternatives. Thanks again, Debbie.
Thank you.
We're in the kitchen right now with Ann Cox Eastus from Kroger with some great ideas for your Easter meal or any spring special occasion meal. Actually, this would be great just for dinner time anytime, don't you think?
It would be. I think it'd be perfect.
Easy.
It is easy. That's why I like it. This pork tenderloin is my favorite piece of meat to cook for family or guests, whatever, because it's just so easy. Usually there are two that come in a package, and that one happened to be much larger. Most of the time they're pretty even, but they're usually 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds each. And I just put it on a roasting rack, and we're going to make this a little fancier since we were suggesting it for Easter. Normally I just marinate these, and you can cook them in the oven or you can cook them on the grill because they're just pretty much pure meat, which is a nice lean suggestion. Okay, we're going to do a lot of herbs, so why don't you start? We've got 1/4 cup of olive oil.
Okay.
And we're going to put in like 2 teaspoons of cracked pepper, a teaspoon of salt, and then I've got 1/4 cup of fresh chopped rosemary, basil, and thyme.
Oh, nice.
And then 1/2 cup of breadcrumbs. And I will tell you, I tried this recipe Sunday at church. I took it to church, and I used dried herbs because I didn't have the fresh at home. And I also used panko crumbs. I think the finer breadcrumbs on this recipe are better because there was so much consistency with the panko.
So it just kind of adheres to it better?
Right. And the other thing is the dried herbs were very fragrant and pungent. You could really smell them. So, and if you do use dried herbs, I would suggest on this particular recipe 2 teaspoons of each herb, maybe a tablespoon. But you can get a little too much.
So you won't use quite as much if you're using it dry.
No. Normally the conversion is teaspoon to 1 tablespoon of
You want
fresh.
that?
Yeah, let's see if I can get this now. All I'm going to do is pat this on here, and I rinse this off, and then I dried it off so that this will stick. And we're going to put it in a 425 or 450 degree oven for about 25 to 30 minutes. Now that took a little bit longer. That took about 40 minutes to cook because it was so thick. This is a little bit smaller one, so it'll probably cook in about 30 minutes. But you want to use a meat thermometer. Show everybody what that's an instant read meat thermometer. You do not leave it in the pork. You just check it. Open your oven door, pull the rack out, and check to see if it has reached like 160. Now it's going to continue to increase in temperature about 5 to 10 degrees, and you want to remember anytime you're cooking a large piece of meat, you do not want to slice it immediately. Let it sit for about.
Do you wrap it in foil first when you do that, or no?
You can. I don't. I just generally let it sit there for about 5 to 10 minutes, and the juices then will not just ooze out as soon as you cut it. So you want to let it sit and rest. Bake it like 425 to 450. If you cook it at 450, it's going to cook a little faster, so watch it a little bit closer.
And you're not worried about getting the herbs underneath because all the flavor is just going to impart into there.
Yeah, I just push it around the edges like that. Now this is the fancy way to cook that pork tenderloin, but I took a simple way for asparagus and potatoes. I think those are good complements with this, and we think of asparagus in the springtime. And all I did was take the asparagus and I broke off the ends right where they easily break, and I rinsed it off, and I put about a tablespoon of olive oil in a bowl or a plate, and then I tossed my asparagus around and sprinkled some salt and pepper on it, put it on a baking sheet or a oven dish, and once again did it 425 to 450. Same thing with the potatoes. Sometimes with the potatoes I'll throw in a little garlic or rosemary.
Oh yeah.
And that's pretty good.
And that goes great with so many different kinds of vegetables.
It does. Larry loves those potatoes. Anyway, if I don't have the new potatoes like I used in this recipe, I just use whatever potatoes I have, and I just cut them into the little bite-sized pieces, and they're good to go.
He's going to try them.
He's going to try them.
They're so good. I do that with broccoli too.
Oh yeah, that's good.
And that works
that's
really
good.
well.
Really good. I love that.
Yeah,
Love that
it's super easy. So
We cut some pork too for you to try.
Yeah, we got
if you want to taste
bite
that.
of pork if you want to try that.
There's actually a real fork. You don't have to.
Ooh, really good.
Super good.
See,
Two super easy recipes.
I think pork tenderloin's an easy meat to cook that you don't have to have a lot of attention to it. So
I think so
anyway.
too, and good alternative for ham for your Easter
I
dinner.
think
if you don't
definitely a
want
good
that.
alternative for ham. That's what I'm planning on taking to my Easter dinner
That
instead of
sounds
ham.
great. But it's great any time of year. And thanks so much. Some
My
great
pleasure.
ideas for you. This is recipe number 5329. It's online now in the Talk of the Town recipes section at newschannel5.com.